What is up, guys? It's been a month, well, a little bit over a month since the game came out, and a lot of people are asking me, how do you feel about the end game, Matt? You have like 20 level 80s, how do you feel? Well, I don't have 20 level 80s. I have about 3 of them, and I have some off characters that I mess around with. Really, I kind of just like my Guardian, my Warrior, and my Necro. Oh my gosh, the Necro. Oh, in PvE. It's so fun to play. Wellomancer for the win. And that's probably the footage that you're going to be seeing in the background. Now, for those of you who do not know what a Wellomancer is a necro that uses wells. Very self-explanatory. But what the wells do is just massive AoE. I mean, just sick AoE. Plus, if you're going for this, the lifesteal in the blood magic trait, you can get basically healing from all those wells that you put down. So each tick, which is every second, for pretty much all of them are 5 seconds except for the healing one. The healing one is 10 seconds, and the healing one also ticks a second for 10 seconds and also heals you while you're getting healed by the lifesteal. So it also takes health from enemies. It's just amazing healing, especially if you're down low. It's mostly for PvE because you could get some people in PvP or World v World, but the thing is that you have to get them to stand still inside. So maybe some cripple, and I guess I could just show you in a build later on. But I put a trait that chills them while they're inside my well, so they're slower to run away from me. That is, because if they get close to me, especially melee, oh my goodness, melee just can't stand up to me. But anyways, guys, I'm getting sidetracked here like I always do in these videos when I'm talking to you guys. I blame it on you. But anyways, Endgame, how I feel about it. I see a lot of complaints about the Endgame because a lot of people are used to, the WoW and the grinding, and you have to grind for gear every month or so like that. I didn't really play much WoW, but I from what I remember, the gear keeps getting better and better, and you have to keep grinding for it over and over and over again. And I guess people are used to grinding that hard dungeon with big raids to get that best armor to be better than a lot of people. I mean, it's what drives people to do it in the first place, is to be better than people. But in Guild Wars 2, it's such a drastic change. It's not about that anymore. It's more about the co-op friendly type of social game, and a lot of people need to realize it before they purchase the game. Is it's not just a regular MMO that you usually get. From the very beginning, they said they want like a social experience to the MMO. I mean, that's the whole reason about the, you can't kill steal, everyone works together. You can't take people's items, everyone gets their own loot. I mean, this is, you guys know all this. It's more of a social MMO than anything else, and I guess you're gonna have to have that mindset when you set out to this game. Not to say that there's no end game, is that they spread out the end game to everyone. So if people who are not really like elite, who don't really level up fast, they kind of just play it as a casual sense. I guess you could say the casual players, they like to, or they just like to take their time while they're leveling and they're doing dungeons and whatnot. They get the same epic boss fights. They still get the same dungeons that they can run, and just in regular mode while they're leveling, so they don't have to feel like they're being left out when if they're not level 80. Everyone gets the same stuff. Now, not to say that they left the hardcore guys out. I mean, for the hardcore guys, there's map completions, there's getting all the crafting, there's PvP, World v World, meta events, dungeons that you could run in explorable mode at level 80. I mean, a lot of people want to get rich so they can buy their racial armor, especially that top tier one. Oh my gosh, is it over expensive? So expensive. It's basically a skin. If you don't want the skin, then there's no point in getting it, because it's just rare armor. I'm pretty sure it's just rare armor. It's not exotic either. So I mean, there's achievements, there's titles, and I think I already said map completion, because That's mostly, you know, you get your little star by your name. You feel like, yeah, I completed the game. I did, you know, every single heart, you know, in the game, and skill point, and, you know, and Vista. You know, that's completing a big juicy part. I mean, and then there's the monthly achievements, the daily achievements, and of course, let's not forget the legendaries that take like a billion years to get. Oh my goodness, I have no desire to grind that much. And see, that's where I have a little bit of problems. There's a lot of grinding when it comes down to getting those legendaries. I mean, so much. You need so much money and so much karma, and you need a lot of everything. I thought it was a lot easier when that last video I put out, but it is not easy at all to get one of those legendaries. And I guess that would possibly be the hardcore guys end game, you know, like, oh wow, I got a legendary, you know, and you get your, of course, your achievement and whatnot, and you're like, yeah, I finally got one of these. And they made it hard to get on purpose for those guys who really want to get everything in the game. They didn't want, and I see that's why they nerf like everything, but it comes to the point when they're nerfing way too much. It feels to me, I could understand some of the nerfing, but they're nerfing dungeons. You can't, like, you know, speed clearing code, farming code, which allows you not to get better loot after, if you're, you know, farming a certain area or killing the same mob or it's the same event. And I understand they're trying to stop people from botting and stuff like that, but it gets to the point where it starts to annoy the hardcore players who want to, you know, who people who train to speed clear a dungeon. Like, they have their group, they have their 5-man group, they know exactly what to do when they get in there, and they speed clear it. And, you know, they should be the ones to reap the rewards. I mean, not, you know, bots that just go in there and, you know, and do that. But I guess people, they don't want people to get tired of the game too quickly. And I could understand that to a point, but they need to balance it out that it doesn't hurt the people who want to play their game, because that would just make people angry and people won't play. And but the good thing is that they bought the game and there's no monthly fees, so you don't really have to worry about it. If you're like, okay, you know what, I want to take a break for the game, play some Borderlands 2 or some Torchlight 2 or whatever new game that comes out, some Halo 4, you know, and they won't feel bad because they're not paying $15 a month. I mean, it's okay if that's all you play is that game and, you know, you pay $15 a month for it. That's fine. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying, you know, when it comes down to Guild Wars 2, if someone wants to take a break from the MMO and they want to play other games, it'll be fine because you're not playing monthly for it. You know, for me with SWTOR, I had to stop paying $15 a month because I just didn't feel like playing anymore because of the dungeon heroics. It was so hard to find a group. There was like nobody playing, and it was just so frustrating that I didn't want to play anymore. And the thing is, I was still getting charged $15 a month for it, which was just terrible. You know, like $15 a month getting taken out of your bank, that's like a meal right there, you know. Now, I understand some of the issues that people might have about the game and the end game and such like that. What I say is that the game just came out. I mean, they're still tweaking it, they're still patching stuff. You know, that first couple months of an MMO is very crucial. You have to have a good, like, first impression on everyone for someone to like your game and stay playing it or come back and play it as well. I think it was a pretty good launch, a pretty good successful launch. In the beginning, a lot of people were in the starting zone, so it was like lagging a bit and going nuts. But it's always expected on that first 2 days or whatnot. But I think they're going to listen to the community. They're going to tweak the game very nice and sweet. After a year from now, when they release that news expansion, the game is going to be like, you know, perfect, I guess. You know, we all can hope. And every game is not perfect, of course, but you know what I mean. Speaking of expansions, I have a theory when it comes down to expansions. I think, you know, since, you know, there's not gonna be any level cap raise or anything like that. It's not gonna be 85. They'll have to add new traits, new extra 5. They would have to add so much balancing. It's just gonna be a mess. I think since we only have a limited amount of skills for each weapon, because you only get, you know, a choice of a couple weapons and a couple of combinations, I think they might add new weapons and of course a new class. You know, that's always a good way to freshen things up. Maybe like a melee and a ranged weapon every single expansion or whatnot. Maybe something like that. It will add some combinations, like if there was a double shield or a pole arm or a scythe. Ooh man, a scythe would be awesome. So awesome for like a necro. Maybe, just maybe, like in an expansion, town clothes that you do not have to wear inside town, that you can actually fight while wearing a top hat. You can actually kill Zaitan wearing sunglasses. Like, I want to feel cool, but I don't know why. They would make so much money in a gem shop if you can just, you know, put on regular clothes while you're fighting. I think that would be an awesome expansion. Awesome expansion. You know, I know they're busy doing other stuff and fixing issues, but I would like to see that in the future, definitely. Let me know what you guys would like to see in the future expansions or patches. Anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give me a like, leave me a comment, say what's up in the comments section below, and stay visual.